In our fast-paced and productivity-focused world, the systems we operate under almost guarantee us to fall into burnout and overwhelm. As someone with ADHD who runs my own business, I'm super prone to burnout and experience it often. So I've spent the past few years figuring out how to navigate these periods in my life, which often feel like a sort of dark moon moment. Through researching the science behind burnout and crafting my own specially curated self-care rituals from my spiritual practices, I found many ways to support myself during these times and honor, listen, and learn from the burnout rather than try to fight it. I always feel so much better when I make my bed. It's just one of the routines that I've done for so long that kind of signals to my body that at least something got done. So it's something just so simple, takes like 5 minutes, and makes me feel like at least I've done something for myself. And when I'm feeling super burnout, I really like to do a little smoke cleanse. I've been connecting to cedar a lot recently since that's a native plant to my area, and I like to smoke cleanse the bed, I like to smoke cleanse myself, and just give everything a good energetic refresh. And then I just like to turn on my air purifier. I feel like it just helps to make it feel, it really makes the air feel so much cleaner. And I really just found this at Goodwill. And yeah. This is also a super good time to use my oil that I make. This is the Luna's Love Me Good oil. It is an aphrodisiac, so it's a lot of times used with like sensuality stuff, but I also feel like it helps me kind of reignite passion into my life and happiness and confidence. So whenever I'm feeling out of whack with the fire element, feeling like I've been giving too much and just need some extra self-care and pleasure in my life, I'll just bring in this oil, maybe write a nice little word, little affirmation, and rub it in. And sometimes I'll anoint my bed with it as well, and I just always like fold the sheets over so my cats don't lick it. Another thing I love to do is just a little basic skincare. I have a pretty simple routine on these days when I'm feeling tired and overwhelmed. Just something to bring in some self-care, nothing too crazy, just some face lotion, some eye cream so that I feel like I'm still taking care of myself. And makeup is something that is very meditative for me to do. It's something I really enjoy in my practice. It's just like kind of a moment for me to have with myself and to kind of just get into the flow of my creativity. For those of you who follow the Glamour Magick Chronicles, I love putting little heart sigils in my makeup just to kind of infuse some of that self-love energy into my beauty routine. Obviously, this is not going to work for everyone. Not everyone wants to do makeup when they're burnt out or stressed. But for me, it's something that I genuinely love, and I just do it for myself, and it just is a nice little moment to myself. So I love it for that reason, but it's definitely not for everyone. I always really like to wear something that I feel like is cute but also comfy and honors my ability for that day. So oftentimes it's like a cozy bralette because I don't want to feel, you know, like I'm wearing an uncomfortable bra or anything. Sweatpants, so that's why I've been buying really cute loungewear. I'm a really big fan of it because then I feel still cute but I'm comfortable and I can just be cozy. So after I take care of myself and get ready for the day, the first thing that I really like to do when I'm feeling this burnout energy coming through heavy is I just take like 5 minutes to check in with myself and my ability for the day. So I will just kind of ask myself, like, what am I realistically able to give today? And a lot of times this will be where I, you know, cut out the things that are not necessary. So if I have, you know, 5 things to do for work, I'll really ask myself, like, what needs to get done? Like, what do I need to do? Or what things can I just like not do entirely? Or what things can I put off? Which I know is like not always the best thing, but when I'm in these places of intense burnout, my main focus is just getting through the day and trying to lighten the load so I can kind of heal? So I ask myself that, and then I also ask myself, what do I need and what do I need to avoid? So you can consult tarot for this, but oftentimes when I get to this point, I am just like so mentally and emotionally drained that I don't even want to do a tarot reading because it's just too much to decipher. And generally at this point, I'm able to say like, okay, I already know like what is triggering this energy. Like I know why I'm burnt out. I know what I need, and I know like what's going to be beneficial. You can also journal if that feels right for you, if that will help you. And of course you can pull tarot cards, but literally just for me personally, it's not usually the best thing. Something that's also very important at this stage is communicating my boundaries with friends and family. So I'm a notoriously bad texter, so usually when I get to this point, I have a lot of messages that I haven't responded to, and that can worsen this feeling of burnout and make me feel even more like self-isolating, because it's like, oh my god, there's so much to catch up on, like I'm being a bad friend. So usually what I'll do is just send a voice message and say like, hey, I'm sorry, like I'm not mad at you or anything, I really want to talk, but right now I just really need a reset, so I just want to tell you that I'm going to get back to you and I love you and appreciate you, and I am just taking a little reset day, but I love you. Literally just as simple as that. I'll just say something and just communicate. I'm not in the place to be able to just like talk right now. And this is also a good time to reach out to friends if you do need to talk, like if you need someone to just listen to where you're at, maybe just say like, hey, I'm kind of not doing great, feeling really burnt out, I'm just not having a good time, I would love if we could meet up and maybe do something fun, or maybe you could just come over and we could, you know, just hang out and kind of refresh. And I'll also tell my partner like, hey, I need some extra love today, or just like, I'm not gonna be able to like be super productive today, so you know, maybe like, yeah, like just be a little nice, be a little extra gentle today because I'm just not feeling my normal self. This is also when I set boundaries with myself, and for me, when I get burnt out, that usually has to do with social media consumption. So a lot of times burnout for me comes when I fall into the habit of being on social media too much, comparing myself to others on there. And you know, when you work in social media and then you are on social media, you see all these people and you kind of compare yourself to them and you're like, oh, I could be doing this, I could be promoting this more, I could be better at this or whatever. So it's really just not a safe space for me when I'm feeling burnt out. And so I make sure to not get on my phone right in the morning, because for me that just subconsciously tells me like, oh yeah, I have this email to get back to, this client to get back to, this thing to post, and it's just like too much and it doesn't help. So I set strict boundaries with my social media. Something that always helps me to center back into my body is to either meditate or do some affirmations or just kind of like listen to something inspiring, which is why I'm so thankful for today's sponsor, Aura. Thank you so much for sponsoring me today. Aura is my favorite spirituality app. It is so amazing. It's like Spotify for the mind, body, and spirit. Aura has everything from meditations to sleep sounds to CBT, life coaching, breath work, literally everything. I really like how easy and accessible Aura's meditations are, because I struggle with ADHD, and when I'm feeling stressed, overworked, or burnt out, it's so nice to go to this app and have everything right there. Like I have a personally curated home feed of things that will be beneficial for me. I have really been enjoying the Burnout program, and it's been giving me a lot of practical advice for how to work through burnout. So I think that if you're struggling with burnout, you'd really like this program. And lucky for you guys, you can literally get started for completely free. So come join me in the Burnout program. I really think it'll help you guys a lot. So check out the link in my description. It'll be the first link. The first 500 people will get a free trial plus 25% off. So it's literally free, so hop on there, join me in this Burnout program. Thank you so much again to Aura for sponsoring this video. I truly, truly love this app, and it is such an honor. I don't know why this is so hard for us, for those of us who are neurodivergent or just stressed and depressed, But eating food and drinking water, it seems so simple, but it really does make a huge difference. So I always try to make sure that I'm drinking some water. And I do tend to have a hard time with food sometimes when I'm burnt out. I just have kind of an apathetic attitude towards food. Everything sounds bad. So it does differ day to day. If I'm feeling extra adverse to food, I'll just eat whatever sounds good, just so that I can get food in my system, and I make sure not to shame myself for those food choices. But if I do have a bit more energy or openness to food, then yes, I do try to eat something more nourishing and healthy. But my first priority is just eating without shame or judgment. And during harder times, the most important thing is just doing what you can and knowing it's okay. So today I wanted some leftover pizza, and that's what I ate. Getting outside into nature and taking a little hot girl walk is probably my favorite recent habit. We were walking and we heard a really loud boom, and this was our real reaction. But it's just so nice to connect with nature. I have these rose bushes that I see on my daily walk, and it just brings me so much joy, and it's nice to move your body a little bit. You can get yourself a little treat. I like to grab a little iced coffee, and it's just an easy way to get outside, get some fresh air, get your body moving, and it's nothing too intense, at least for me, and it always is very beneficial. Sometimes this is counterproductive and I really just need to chill and exist, but most of the time doing 10 to 20 minutes of picking up my general area or really problem spots, which for me is always my dishes, it makes me feel a lot clearer and just gives me a little dopamine hit by being productive, even if all I can do is a few dishes or just picking up. And this also energetically moves around any stagnant energy. So cleaning in the physical realm, it can create energetic cleansing and purification of a room. And then I always like to, light a little candle, burn some incense, or do some of my essential oil diffuser, and open some of the windows to just kind of like continue to cleanse the energy. As someone who's a content creator, if you're an artist, you'll relate. I think that reading or absorbing media rather than creating it is really beneficial, because a lot of times when we're burnt out as creative people, it's because we've been creating so much and we haven't absorbed any ourselves, and that's so crucial to living a creative life. These are two books I've been reading recently that I feel like are so amazing if you're going through burnout. The first one is Burnout by Emily Nagoski, and the second is Heart Magic by Harmony Nice. You've probably heard me talk about it. These books are amazing with, walking through any sort of burnout or depression in your life. And I also like to maybe just watch a fun YouTuber. Some of my comfort people are Bailey Sarian, Harmony Nice, things like that. So when I was making the outline for this video, I felt the need to talk about a spell or a more traditional ritual to get over burnout. But the truth is, when I personally am in burnout, a spell is the last thing that I want to do. And I know that when I get to these places, it's easy to feel guilt around not doing enough in your practice, or feeling like I haven't given my ancestors an offering in a while, and really get down on yourself and be really critical, and it can make you feel like you should be doing a spell to help you get over it. But the truth is that sometimes the best use of your energy is to conserve it into mundane things like being a human and taking care of yourself. And when you're at that point where your energy is so low and you've given so much and you're feeling so burnt out, I really think that the best thing is just making sure that you're eating and you're drinking water and you're taking care of your body and your mind and getting yourself into a better place. And then if you feel better, or if you have the energy, then of course doing some sort of spell work is really good. But for me, it's just not a realistic thing. But sometimes I do like a little magical thing, like I'll do like a little uncrossing in the shower, just like a simple energy cleansing, or like I'll wear a protection amulet if I feel like my energy is like being drained by somebody else, or maybe like someone's sending me bad vibes. Like I'll just like do some good cleansing, as simple as like a smoke cleanse in the morning, like I said, some uncrossing in the shower, or wearing like a protection amulet. And of course, I always like to meditate, do some breath work, do some affirmations, just those more low energy, really quick things you can do to help yourself just feel loved and feel safe. And as much as I wish I could just always be in the mood and have the energy to do a spell, that's just not always the case. I think that there's a lot of pressure in the spiritual community to always be doing the craft daily, and I just want you guys to know that it's completely okay to be too tired or, you know, too sad. And sometimes the best magic is literally just to eat some food, take a shower, and just get some sleep. Thank you all so much for sharing your time with me today, and if you are currently experiencing burnout, I hope you're able to give yourself a break and allow yourself to just be human today. It's okay if your only goal is just to get through today. I love you all so much, and I will see you all next time.